Welcome back. NASCAR K&N Pro Series East and West battling it out here at Iowa Speedway. Moffitt in front of Gresham, Eddie McDonald. And Phil, you mentioned restarts could be critical for Brett Moffitt.
Yeah, this may be the most important one of the race here for Brett Moffitt.
He chooses the outside line. Green flag back in the air. Not a good restart for the 18 of Max Gresham.
Benny Gordon on the high side. Eddie McDonald jumps to the bottom, make it 3 wide.
3 wide for second. Way up the racetrack goes Max Gresham. Here comes David Mayhew in the 17 on the bottom of the track.
Boy, Gresham pushed Benny Gordon all the way up to the loose stuff.
So Benny Gordon collects it, gets back behind the two battling for third now as Eddie McDonald moves up to second. Moffitt out in front.
Gresham continues to try to battle back on the high side. You see his car bottoming out a little bit as he enters turn number 1.
Some of the sparks flying from underneath that 18 as he battles the 17 on the inside.
We've seen David Mayhew run so well here at this racetrack.
Mayhew trying the low line, trying to get by that 18 of Max Gresham. Gresham has the third spot now. Will set his sights on Eddie McDonald in the 7. Sparks continue to fly from underneath that 18.
Boy, don't you know that Brett Moffitt loves this now. Max Gresham was his closest competitor, and now he's hung in behind the second place car.
Great battle for that 8th spot. Darrell Wallace Jr. in the 6 behind Ryan Gifford. Benny Gordon up high.
There's Brett Thompson, Coleman Presley, the 61 and the 14.
Dylan Kwasniewski in the 3 down at the bottom of the racetrack.
There's Darrell Wallace Jr., Chase Elliott. Wow, racing all over the racetrack.
3 wide down the back stretch they go. Dylan Kwasniewski down on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to hold it down there. Darrell Wallace Jr. making the move through the middle. Benny Gordon on the outside, not one to give up that spot.
Good hard racing here with just a handful of laps left. Darrell Wallace Jr. able to pull up right behind his teammate, the 02 of Ryan Gifford.
Benny Gordon still running that high line as we see Chase Elliott now looking to the inside.
Benny gets a nice run off the corner from that high side, keeps that momentum up.
Dylan Kwasniewski still running right there on the bottom of the racetrack, takes the spot away from Benny Gordon. Here comes Chase Elliott now. Chase will try to take the 11th spot away from Benny.
There's a 03 to Cody Hodgson trying to work his way into that battle.
Gresham all over the back bumper of the 7 of Eddie McDonald. That's for second. There you see the gap between your leader and second.
Looks like Gresham got a little bit loose down there on the bottom underneath Eddie McDonald.
McDonald running second. Gresham is third.
David Mayhew continues to hold down the 4th spot. Right now, the top running West Series regular.
Mayhew just out of the picture to the right. This battle continues for the 2nd spot. McDonald and Gresham trying to get second. Brett Moffitt loving this battle behind him as he continues to check out on the field.
You know, Derek reported that that 7 car of Eddie McDonald, that's his Dover car. This is not a concrete racetrack, but that car is doing a nice job here.
7/8 of a mile here at Iowa as compared to the monster mile in Dover. And again, we've got a spinner. This time it's Travis Pastrana in the 99.
He gets it refired. I think we're going to stay green. He's actually on the road inside in the apron of the racetrack.
He's not on the racing surface. He got turned around. Now he's able to keep it going. We stay green. Brett Moffitt liking that. Doesn't want to have to battle for another restart. There's the gap between 1 and 2. 10 laps of racing remain. Eddie McDonald just in front of that 18 of Max Gresham for second.
Right behind this group, we have a side-by-side battle for the 4th spot between Persley and Mayhew. There it is right there. That's for the West Series honors.
Mayhew just in front of Greg Persley. Again, the highest finishing from each series gets credited for a win. So Mayhew trying to stay in front of Persley for the West win.
And that will show up in the record books as a win. There's Brett Thompson. He's also a West Series competitor. He's in that battle.
Mayhew in front of Pursley. Brett Thompson running just behind them. The 14 of Coleman Presley trying to mix it up with this trio.
Coleman dives down to the bottom of the racetrack. And there's Ryan Gifford, the 0-2. A little bit of smoke from that 0-2 car of Gifford.
All racing for position, all racing for bragging rights. Coleman Presley a little loose, trying to get by that 61 of Brett Thompson.
Has to chase it up the hill.
Brett Thompson running a little bit higher line through the middle of the turns. Able to stay in front of Coleman Presley. Still a little bit of smoke we see coming out of that 0-2. The battle for second continues. Gresham has been able to get by the 7 of Eddie McDonald. So Gresham back up to second. McDonald back to third.
But is he going to have enough time to chase down Moffitt without a caution flag?
Moffitt was such an impressive car all race. Has a 3.5-second lead over the 18 of Max Gresham.
And we talk about how a restart was going to be so important for Brett Moffitt. Well, that restart, a poor restart by Max Gresham, really got him behind. He's got back to second now, but Moffitt may be out of reach.
Battle for the West once again. David Mayhew, Greg Pursley. Pursley to the inside, trying to take the position.
Got a lap car.
Julian Alvarez in the 54. Damage to the back of that race car.
How about Ryan Gifford now pulls to the inside of Brett Thompson? That's a battle for position.
In the 61 on the outside. Gifford on the bottom of the racetrack in the 0-2.
Let's see if he can pull up in front of Brett Thompson. Not able to clear him. Brett fights back on the outside.
Coleman Presley just behind him in the 14. What great racing around this racetrack. 4 laps of racing to go. Brett Moffitt has a 4-second lead over Max Gresham. The battle continues. Here comes Coleman Presley trying to get by Ryan Gifford.
Look like you see some damage to the left front of Coleman Presley. Ryan Gifford kind of squeezed Coleman into the wall there coming off turn number 4. You see the tire rub on the left front. He's got a little bit of damage on the right side where he got up against the outside wall. There's Darrell Wallace Jr. is going to pull it into this battle in that 6 car.
Less than 3 miles remain here at Iowa Speedway. The longest race of the year, and Brett Moffitt has dominated. Already led 135 laps. Can he seal the deal? 2 laps remaining.
The last thing he wants to see is a caution flag. You see the huge lead he has over Gresham in the 18. There's Eddie McDonald, the 7. And there's a side-by-side battle still for the 4 spot between Pursley and Mayhew. Pursley has it.
Pursley in front of David Mayhew. Again, bragging rights once again for the West Series. Pursley's able to get by Mayhew for that 4th spot. They are the top running West Series drivers.
This would be the 3rd win in 4 races for Pursley, as he gets credit for the win here if he's a top finishing West driver.
Less than a lap to go. Brett Moffitt has dominated. He works his way through 3 and 4. He started the season off with a win at Greenville Pickens, and now he will win the East versus West battle. Coming out of turn number 4, Moffitt wins in Iowa.
Well, he got really, really loose down there in turn number 4. How about this side-by-side battle?
Great battle. Mayhew, Gifford, side-by-side at the stripe.
Give it to Mayhew for 5th.
Brett Moffitt with a dominating performance. Led 138 laps here at Iowa Speedway. The fireworks are in the air, and we'll hear from our winning driver when we come back. No better feeling than to win in front of your home crowd. Grimes, Iowa native Brett Moffitt is in victory lane, and his crew is headed there to celebrate with him. Let's go down to Derek Pernasiglio, who will get him out of the race car.
After 2 attempts to win this race, the 3rd time was the charm for Brett Moffitt. He picks up the win here in front of a hometown crowd at the Iowa Speedway. Signaling the crowd, he got a huge exception from the fans. Brett, come on over here. We got to talk to you in front of a hometown crowd with dozens of friends and family here. Tell me what you're feeling.
Oh, this is amazing. It hasn't even sunk in yet. You know, we've been so close so many years, and to have it come that easy pretty much in the race is just phenomenal. These guys are amazing. The car was perfect. I couldn't ask for more.
2 wins this year, and both times you dominated. What has been the secret with this car?
I don't know, these guys, man. All the guys at Michael Waltrip Racing and Triad Motors, they're unreal. The dedication they put towards these team is crazy. So, you know, it's just amazing. I couldn't be in a better place, and I thank them every day for it.
The dream has come through for Brett Moffitt. He wins in front of a hometown crowd and family.
Thanks, Derek. Big smiles for Brett Moffitt. Take a look at our unofficial results. Moffitt gets his second win of the 2011 season. Gresham and McDonald both from the East Series, and Pursley will get credited for a win in the West.
He will. Mayhew ends up with a top 5. Chase Elliott finishes 11th. He lost out on the battle of the 15-year-olds. Dillon got 10th.
Pretty impressive run for those two 15-year-olds. Early on, there were quite a few cautions, but once we got past the halfway point, it was great side-by-side racing. Let's go back down to Derek Pertisiglio. Derek?
Max Gresham started 23rd, finished second tonight, but you were one great show to watch out there. You really came through the field on multiple occasions and had some great pit stops.
Yes, sir. We started back there, but our Live Oak Toyota Camry just came to life there towards the end of the race, and you know, we had a great job, and the guys just worked their butts off, and the pit stops were awesome. And you know, I can't thank these Joe Gibbs Racing guys enough. They worked their butts off to get us from 23rd up there to second, and you know, I can't thank them enough. And I'm just glad this is a great points night for us, and hopefully it'll carry over to the rest of the season.
Gresham talk points. Let's look at the points. These are the East standings. 1 point separate Moffitt and Darrell Wallace Jr.
How about that? Back 58 points behind Matt DiBenedetto. Certainly in this thing.
How about the West? Pursley dominating now. Moses Smith over 100 points back.